Alright, JD here. And for this video, I want to talk about the Arizona Wildcats football program in the 90s, the Desert Swarm defense, and I first got introduced to Arizona Wildcats football in 1992. When I was a young kid, I just loved looking at the box scores, just looking at stats and numbers. I didn't care about the articles, I just liked looking at numbers, stats. Anyways, during a September day in 1992, I saw a score that said Miami in all caps, like they were the home team. Anyways, it was Miami 8, Arizona 7. Now, there wasn't the FL after the Miami, so first of all, I'm thinking it had to be Miami of Ohio. I mean, there's no way this Arizona team that I don't know anything about at the time, there's no way they could have held this great Miami Hurricanes team who won the national championship to only 8 points. Well, I found out later it was the Miami Hurricanes. And in fact, Arizona lost on a late second missed field goal. It was 51 yards. Anyways, that game put Miami to number 2. Washington, who were the co-champs with Miami the previous season, at number 1. So later during that season, Arizona would play Washington, and Arizona won 16-3. Washington was quarterbacked by Mark Brunell during that game. So you have these two games that Arizona played against Miami and Washington, who are the co-champs, who are also very talented during the 92 season and really played well. I mean, they really, the defense played great against these teams. So during the 92 season, Arizona had a 6-5-1 record. And the defense, like I said, was just tremendous. They held opponents to under 10 points a game, and they played a really hard schedule. So the 93 season comes, and a couple players I just want to mention. The most well-known player from this team that most people know about was Tedy Bruschi, but the player I remember most was Waldrop, and he was the one that was like being promoted, being highlighted during games. He was a well-decorated player in his college career. Unfortunately, for some reason, he didn't have a long NFL career, but he had a good career in Canadian football. Anyways, the 93 Arizona team, they were really good. Defensively, they allowed more points per game, but their rush defense was just outstanding. It was the best since 1959. Their opponents per game were averaging 33 rushes per game, and Arizona was only allowing 30 yards per game on the ground. Now, that also takes into account quarterback sacks, but nonetheless, I mean, only allowing less than a yard per carry, pretty good. And yes, they did get after the quarterback. Tedy Bruschi, he was credited with having 19 sacks. Back then, I don't know about college individual statistics. They're kind of iffy, but nonetheless, he got after the quarterback. So, Arizona, they did not go to the Rose Bowl. UCLA went due to their wins over Arizona and USC. And they would play Miami in the Fiesta Bowl. And this was still like where I felt like a special aura. Like I felt Miami had this like special aura, this mystique. And during the game, I just remember Chuck Levy just running wild over Miami, and just the Arizona defense was just outstanding. And I was just amazed, like, wow, they're doing this to the great Miami Hurricanes. Well, when I look back on this game, it wasn't quite the same Miami team from the 91-92 seasons, but nonetheless, it was still a great performance. And like I said, there was that mystique, that aura that I felt with the Miami Hurricanes. And I never felt that with any other team in professional sports, except for one other team, which happened to be a college football team also, which I will coincidentally get to later on in this video. So anyways, they blew out Miami in the Fiesta Bowl. And around this time, I don't know exactly when, but the movie Speed came out. And the thing I remember most about that movie was the part when Dennis Hopper calls the Sandra Bullock character, like he says something like that little wildcat, because he can see it through a video camera, and notices like the sweatshirt with the Arizona football logo or football insignia. Anyways, Keanu Reeves' character notices it, and he gets angry, and he talks about Arizona Wildcats are a good football team. And out of all the programs, they decided to choose Arizona Wildcats after like that 2-year run, or I forgot when Speed came up, but I think you get the point. So anyways, to the 94 season, SI picked Arizona to be number 1. Waldrop was not on this team, but they still had Tedy Bruschi. And the season didn't go quite as planned. They still had a good record. For the 95, 96, 97 seasons, Arizona, they had whatever, mediocre seasons, all right seasons, however you want to classify it. But for the 98 season, Arizona, they had an explosive offense. The two most well-known players from that team you might know of Trunk candidate and Dennis Northcutt. And also the defense was really good. They had Chris McAllister, who was a very good NFL cornerback. Anyways, the 98 team, they only had one loss. That loss was to UCLA. And what's interesting about this is that UCLA, they had to reschedule a game against Miami into December because of a hurricane. And if UCLA would have beaten Miami during that game, UCLA would have gone to the BCS championship game, and Arizona would have gone to the Rose Bowl. But anyways, Arizona, they went to the Holiday Bowl, and they're playing Nebraska, which is the other team around this time where I felt like this team had like an aura, a mystique. And during this game, Arizona won 23-20. They beat Nebraska. So for the next season, they had basically everyone coming back on offense, everyone coming back on defense, except for like Chris McAllister. So anyways, they're ranked number 3, number 4, depending what poll it was. For the opening kickoff, I think this was the first game of the college football season. They were going to play Penn State. And, I'm all excited because I don't like the Big Ten. I'm from Big Ten country. I don't like the Big Ten. I don't like Penn State. Arizona, this team I like, they're going to pound Penn State. They're going to defeat Penn State. And I'm so excited. I'm ready. And Arizona just got destroyed. And the 99 season of the Arizona Wildcats is one of the most baffling seasons I can remember. Like I said, they had everyone coming back, but for some reason, they just didn't live up to expectations. And then after the 2000 season, Coach Tomey, who was a coach during the Wildcats in the 90s, would resign after the 2000 season. And I want to talk about Coach Tomey and that Arizona, it's a tough place to win. Like, they don't have the facilities, the support from the boosters. It's like other programs, not a fertile recruiting ground. And so for what the Arizona Wildcats did in the 90s was pretty remarkable. And Arizona is still the only Pac-10 team who has not made it to the Rose Bowl. I'm not including the new teams like Utah and Colorado. But still, it was a fun decade for me as a college football fan to watch Arizona Wildcats, especially the Desert Swarm defense. And I just want to thank everybody for watching this video. I greatly appreciate it. Thank you so much for all the support. Like, it really means a lot to me. So thank you very much. I hope I bring back good memories. And thanks again. Take care and have a good one. Thank you. Don't forget to subscribe, like, comment, share, and check out the links below for Patreon and merch. Thank you so much. Arizona Wildcats football in the 90s. The Desert Swarm defense. Was this the best defense ever in college football history?